between the Atlanta Reign and a very, very new look Paris Eternal. What a fascinating match, because the Atlanta Reign frankly had a disastrous opening week of the Summer Showdown Qualifiers match.
You're going to be able to get like a pretty sizable amount of percentage off this, you would think, as you're going to lose Nero here as well. So this is not looking good for the Atlanta Reign, and as you mentioned, to try to just throw a new player in like right away as they bring in Vigilante here today.
How about 4 though, man? The Paris Eternal off to a great start here. Luke Mino picked off though by Kai at the beginning, and that's that first pick potential that Kai offers any team that picks him up. And that's a good start here for the Reign in that fight there. They're really able to convert that first pick into a solid roll.
Well, let's talk about that, because that's actually...
Look, great fight there from Krawi, by the way, and he's now going to go on with that Rampage. Connects on the 2, sound barrier going to be necessitated from OG instantly, and there it is, Kai in first picks. Name a better combo here, he's going to be booped forward though. Luke Mino going to be able to find that elimination, but still the Paris Eternal are going to be evicted from the point here in a few moments. Mouthful down the pit. Hawk going to hold on to this ultimate if at all possible. Atlanta want to start to, again, get back in control.
Still though, it's going to get Paris to one-fight territory.
So at least something from the Atlanta Reign, and Crowley went into the pit. Great boot from OG. What an opener in this fight. There's nothing the Eternal can do about that. They'll just be headed back, I guess, after flipping it.
Yeah, I was going to say the point flips, so Atlanta doesn't really gain a ton of percentage there, which is a huge benefit there.
Could have been. I was pretty scared.
The Paris Eternal. Yeah.
Lovely boop here. See Crowley. Yeah, comes out at exactly the right time, just to protect them from the effects of some of that Rampage. And here Hawk still able to push through and get rid of Crowley. It's traded though. Vigilante goes down and Melthor trying to climb, but he can't get away from Nero's questing blade. Another is Dove. His cut entwined. And it's 97 and counting here. The Paris Eternal looks like they've lost their opportunity to make an impact here. The first round on Ilios. Some of that damage, some of that poke damage is going to be a little bit more deadly here as Dove is forced to power slide away from Nero, continuing to pressure, and no one's paying any attention to this man.
And just like in the last round where we were on board with Hawk and you kind of saw everybody line up for a potential Rampage, he doesn't lose.
The Rampage of response to Atlanta Reign's die, but Hawk's going to go in with one of his own, and Luke Mino, Crowley, and Dove all anti-heal for the time being. And Dove's on the menu. He's able to slide away from the carnage there for the time being, but Crowley's not nearly as lucky. And Atlanta Reign paint in red.
Yes, they push right up to the spawn door here. 90% they're going to just try and prevent players from coming out. It's looking at Nero.
Oh, no.
Here. Are they going to be able to touch?
I mean, perhaps. It doesn't matter. Spawn Camp's so strong in this metagame when you have the lead, and the Eternal, sure, a couple kills, but they don't get out of Spawn.
So easy that are like insanely difficult for like almost every other player in the league. Is when he's on fire, it just changes this team completely.
I don't think the Eternal were ready for that engagement at all from the Atlanta Reign. They get forward. Mouthful had already dove into the back line of the Reign, and that seems like it precipitated Nero to go forward himself.
Yeah, and he's going to come around on a little bit of a flank here.
No.
He's going to take out Dove. He's right in his line of sight, but that's going to kick the fight off in favor of the Atlanta Reign. And I tell you what, I actually really like the way that the Paris Eternal played that fight. I actually think they had a window of an opportunity when Bottle uses the blade. And
pressure on Kai, but he's going to be able to get away. It's a rally coming out for Rack Attack now, and Hawk is down. Ill omens indeed for the Atlanta Reign. They eventually are brought to their knees in overtime by the Eternal. Nero still holds onto that blade here. Some options maybe to force a sound barrier. He'd be happy enough with that, and that's what comes out. Luke Mino pops the ultimate, and still Nero's in the thick of things. Nobody, as usual, paying attention. So it's still 2 kills from Nero, and the Atlanta Reign now have a chance to solidify this hold here. There's 1 minute and 20 on the clock after a very ponderous push from the still alive. Dove gets some sporadic damage across the map, and Hawk is in a bit of an awkward spot. Likely to be brought down here as the OG and Vigilante try and give their lives for the cause. Unfortunately, it ends up being for naught as Dove will bring Kai down. And the Eternal, okay, so Atlanta go for a bit of a full commits. Finding his way to the back line, looking for Nero, who just was victorious in his engagement against Dove, and OG chases the Genji down. Good looking out for OG there, saves Nero's life, and the fight is a resounding victory for the Atlanta Reign. The Eternal will be brought to a stop here just inside that last phase of the map.
A pretty good offensive half, though, for the Paris Eternal. All things
space to people like Kai there in the back line, and that is 2 ticks of capture progress. Rack Attack is going to get absolutely crumpled.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do there, right? You see, as soon as the shout comes online, they get right in his face. You know, you're the Just a Bray, they got the Junker Queen and the Brigitte Potentially some pressure was coming in as this overclock could be huge.
Oh my!
Nice shot.
That's nasty. Kai already causing problems for Dove in their head-to-head. And now he wants to seek out some of the aforementioned teammates. Krawi can't do too much here, completely surrounded by assailants and Malthal. More of a footnote there. Yeah, the Parents Eternal. Tough way to start the fight for them. Kai is here. He can no longer pressure that advantage again now. Luke Mino going very, very low, and Dove eventually is going to be forced to succumb. The Atlanta Reign have the numbers now. They have the firepower. Make no mistake, it's just going to be a desperate stall for the Paris Eternal here, and there's not much to be done. 2 maps in this series go the way of the Reign. Look what happens when you have no Kai at the start of the fight. Krawi getting pressured well here. Good packs from Vigilante. He also had to use the health pack himself.
Play off this
Malthal.
Yeah.
All right, commanding shout there is pretty huge. That's at least going to get the Eternal out of trouble. They need to find a kill, though. Vigilante's shield is broken. Luke Mino. Okay, they realize they're just going to force this now. And eventually they do come out with a fight win. The Reign get bounced around that room for what feels like an eternity. Yeah. Sound barriers for both teams. Rack attack with the rally. It seems to be a difference maker as Vigilante again picked off before he has the chance to use his ultimate. Not much the Reign can do under such lopsided circumstances, I suppose, now with Nero being felled by Dove. And that'll be 2 fights in a row. The Rampage on 2. Both backliners as well, no less. So Commanding Shout keeps Vigilante and OT alive for a time, but it's not long enough. Kai, though, comes in with the overclock. Krawi's brought down by Nero and the Atlanta Reign. Get exactly what they need here. A huge stop on the Paris Eternal after their backline gets anti-healed.
Chance of getting them, and off chance end up with the Rampage, but Dub goes down first.
Yeah, he takes a ton of damage, and Nero just needs to breathe on him essentially to find that kill. Down as well. This is dangerous. Junker Queen coming in from the backside. Kind of point up there. A lot of damage thrown his ways. Yeah, he couldn't believe it. Yet another memorable facial expression from a member of the power of the Atlanta Reign, excuse me. Kai trying to keep his team in it though, putting in the good work as he takes Dub down to half. That was a sound barrier coming out of 3 players from the Atlanta Reign trying to keep the dream alive, and Krawi eventually is going to get burnt down. It's Luke Mino on the cart now, and Malthal's trying to get in here as the Tracer to help with the stall, but that's never a good sign there as the Atlanta Reign finish their defense here.
At an 81% clip, there's a very good chance you're going to win.
Oh,
there's another one.
Can't be serious. Oh. The stump of Krawi's neck steaming after that one. Kai charging up yet another rail, and of course nobody's paying attention to him, and he's more than happy with that, Matthew.
I also love, like, whenever
what's scarier than a guy who hits all these rails? A guy that has fully charged rails all the time. Kai's able to charge forward now, and this is the death throes for the Paris Eternal. Rigor Mortis setting in as Malthal trying to run rings around the cart to stay in it, but the Atlanta Reign bounce back after a horrendous first week of this stage with a 3-0 win against this newly formed Eternal roster.
And look, I think the Paris Eternal, they played good on the first.